universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation by night and by day. Through the sweet prophet, Ali, Amin, Islam. First all rise, giving perfect and infinite praises to Allah, the Father of the universe, created everything ever was and ever more to be. Honors to Brother Marcus, or should I say, I stand corrected. Honors to our brother man, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the Jesus Returned, the founder of the Moorish Scientific of America in 1913. He said that if I can't save you, then no one can, but if I can get you to think you can save yourself. Honors to the Moorish Divine National Movement, honors to everything that is Moorish, honors to all stations and all heads of all temples. That's according to the divine constitution and bylaws. Nothing more, nothing less. Honors to all fathers and mothers paved the way for the sons and daughters to be members of the Moorish Science of America. Honors to Brother Marcus Messiah Garvey Bay, the founder, the John the Baptist Return, to create an organization, UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association, 1914. Honors to everything that is Moorish, and give all honors where honors is due, honors to the people in watching this show live, to get the information about themselves, as I too say myself. Islam. Today's show, family, is called Being Honest. Being honest goes in conjunction with the Constitution. You have a right to freedom of speech, but there's a limitation to that. And the freedom of speech has a lot to do with expressing yourself freely without doing slander or defamation of character or doing somebody some harm. Being honest is your higher self, the mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life that breeds love, mercy, just and right. I know some of y'all who've been faithful on my shows, watching in the background, in the shadows, whatever the case may be, and you tend to follow all 500 something shows. I mean, that's how busy I've been. I'm about uplifting the fallen humanity, but I will be honest. I'm not going to call someone something that, a title that they don't deserve, but their actions prove otherwise. See, being called black is not honest. Being called white is not honest. But their sadistic and subservient ideas is based on the color of the skin. Well, I have never made anybody's color of skin black or white. And I'm just really over the whole colorable law thing. When I see pale skinned people, I don't see them all as the same. I see them as the individuals and their own personality of who they are. And I've spoken very vaguely on this in different forms of my show. But to really get honest with the situation is, are you honestly the type of person to be identified as what society or check a box what they want you to pick? Because last I checked, you have to pick a box. Family, you gotta be very honest with yourself. If you cannot look at a national origin of any type of ethnicity, then why are you calling yourself that? Why are you calling yourself Latino, Chicano, Hispanic. That has nothing to do with Panamanian culture. That has nothing to do with so-called Costa Rican or so-called Puerto Rican culture, Mexican, Nicaraguan. I mean, Argentinians, Chileans, Peruvians, Brazilians, all my people from South America. Though that Latino Chicano is just a brand. It's a mark. It's a mark of the beast because the beast is the one who was crawling on all fours in the caves. And they were taught to be barbaric and savages, which they called our Moorish people here, who appear to be allegedly Native Americans or Iroquois or Cherokee or whatever the case may be. But you have to understand, family, that you just check the box because that's what you were told to do. And your mother and father did not have the proper etiquette or the proper education to give you the history thereof and where it came from. And they're just been bamboozled and told to do as you're told, be subservient to the teachings in school, and if you don't pass, you don't get good grades, and you're not going to be on top of your class. That doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. It doesn't mean anything as far as your national standards is concerned. What's the relevance? What's the connection? Where's the upliftment? Honestly, where's the upliftment? Where's the upliftment in these names that allude to slavery that was given to you by the people who came 3,000 miles off of a boat from Europe, and they were classified as European, but in the 1800s they called themselves white? I don't think anybody's paying attention. My people of North Central South America, the adjoining islands, are all Moorish descendant. We are here, we're there, we're everywhere. That's where we at. A lot of us are in Europe, but it doesn't make us European. It just means that our people happen to dwell in Europe, right? So you gotta really pay attention to the details, because the democracy or the demonized corporation is always in the details. And that's one thing that people miss. I mean, you drive down certain streets, you see the names, you don't really pay attention. You be like, oh, that's a street name. Oh, okay, whatever. I don't have that doesn't suit me. I don't have to look it up. I don't have to see where it comes from. I don't have time for all that, nor I care. And since I don't care, well, guess what? It don't apply to me. And see, that's the type of slave mind mentality that ones have. Now, this is just being honest. This is not throwing shade at anybody, but it's just throwing shade to open up your state of mind to understand that things, what they are, what they say they are, is what they not seem to be. Certain things you got to question, yo. If you don't question certain things, then how are you going to know? Oh, Islam, we got Janelle Poindexter up in the chat. Islam, heaven high. Giving a shout out. You know what really trips me out? You know, I'm not a big person eating pork or anything of that nature, but you know, I'm beginning to be very disgusted with the type of dieting we have. I mean, I hear you go across abroad, you can eat a pizza and not feel bloated or whatever. You can drink the water and not feel bloated. But here, this is supposed to be the land of opportunity. Oh yeah, it's a land of opportunity. It's a land of opportunity to become obese. It's a land of opportunity to have high blood pressure. Your blood sugar spikes go up. That's the opportunity. Eat what you want. Eat as you please. All you can eat. And now all it is gluttonous. People don't look at the plants and say, what does that do? What does that do? What's the purpose of this? What's the purpose of that? People don't have time to go and check out these plants and be a botanist or student of a botanist. Botanist is a person who's a study of plants. I don't know where they came up with that word, but I'll look it up later. But I think they should call it plantology. Or they have it in nice terms called life science. Life science and biology come together, whether people know it or not. And once we start understanding the characteristics of all these living things, we tend to stay away from certain things. And you got people saying, oh, you're picky. No, it's not about being picky. It's about acknowledging what is good for you and what is not good for you. That's what it's about. It's about training your mind to want better for yourself and not wanting what society teaches you. Or having a farmer's diet. Having the bacon, the sausage, and all these things that will do harm to you. And the only reason why is because you'll have hypertension. That salt content ain't no joke. Oh yeah, salt. It tastes good. Yes. So we gotta be very careful. And as far as that Beyond Meat's concerned, and that you know what that is? That's actually human feces mixed with flesh of animal. That's what that is. People talking about vegan diet this, vegan diet that. I like, you know what? Only thing I know about is carnivore diet and herbivore diet. Vegetarian diet. I don't know anything about these things that these ones are talking about. Nor I really could care less about what they feed the animals, because I'm on the verge of no longer eating animal flesh, such as chicken, and beef and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't eat beef like that, but it just goes to show you that no matter what you do, and I never really understood how these ones can eat whatever, and then they want to do it in the name of religion or the name of your Christian church, so to speak, and they tell you, oh yeah, eat everything. Jesus did away with all the laws. But if you study Scripture, it's not even fun. I don't need the Bible to find contradictions. It just manifests itself. And when I teach the brothers and sisters about dietary laws and stuff like that, a lot of them tend to be complacent. A lot of them tend to be mentally unstable because they're talking bad about what they like or what they desire and love. And then we got this crazy holiday coming around about Halloween, and you got your children going around getting some candy and riding their teeth out and all this other stuff, and it's insane. Tell me, since when Halloween candy became good nutritional value for the babies? Why would you subject your children to easiness of evil? And you're supposed to go to church. See, a lot of these holidays are like 7 deadly sins. Thanksgiving, gluttons, Halloween, demonic worship, Valentine's Day, lust. And then let me not go there with the woman chauvinistic, barbaric women. And I've been watching a lot of these shorts. And what saddens me is that we're living in a society, a modern day Stone Age family. What do you call that? The Flintstones era, where you have the Barney Rubble is a slave to his wife, And he has no backbone against Betty Rubble. I mean, I'm just being real honest. And this is what they portray on a TV show. Now, everything that we seen growing up and things that didn't make sense, people, you know, I've seen it all. It's crazy. And it's like, if I didn't know any better, I thought we were living in a time of corruption, and it just seems like it's just getting worse and worse. The children have no respect for the elders. This what goes to what applies. And it's not all children, it's young adults, teenagers, 19, 11 years old, you know, trying to discipline the mother and father. And it really bothers me to see that. And it's like, I can't help but to look at it because it's right there in front of me. But nevertheless, I cannot disrespect my elders. But if I don't agree with mom or my aunties or uncles or whatever, I just go about the other way. I just remain quiet, remain silent. Because there's no point, there's no purpose. I'm trying to argue with the elders and they're not going to listen. Sometimes we just need to just spend some time to ourselves and get our mind right. Because I'm going to tell you something about people pleasing. People pleasing can get you so far and you're the greatest person in the world. But as soon as you stop people pleasing, you're looked down upon, family. And the more you do for everybody else and you don't do for yourself, the more it becomes a problem. And you're the problem. I think when you set boundaries with certain people and family and stuff like that, it becomes an issue. We gotta take into consideration that we're dealing with people of different state of mind, statues, so we can't approach everybody the same. We have to approach the people according to the base of how they think. But it doesn't mean that we have to say, oh, we're going to follow their teachings. No. It's just that you got to meet them where they're at because your level of understanding may not be the same level of understanding. And as far as learning between right and wrong, a lot of people don't know what right and wrong is because everything in life was just straight given to them. Being real honest with you. But we gotta really stop trying to control other people and control ourselves, control our mind. Do what's best for us, not what's best for the people. Now, if they all have a good idea that you should do this because this is your strong suit, go for it. Why not? No, you're not being taken advantage of. Everybody has a specific duty to do based on the strong points, based upon the state of mind. This is how businesses flourish. Lie to you now. So when we take upon these duties, we have to be held accountable for our actions and how we treat this specific thing that we're doing, whether it be work, family gathering, friends gathering, whatever the case may be. These are things you have to constantly think about, beloved family. Really do. I just think that sometimes we put too much on our plate that we can't even handle. For instance, you see a new car, you want to buy a new car. You get a repo, that's your issue. You're not getting enough rest at night because you're working too much. You're stressing yourself out. And this is sad. How you have to work 2 or 3 jobs just to live a certain lifestyle, family. I don't understand why we have to work as much, but it seems like we're getting paid less, but the cost of living tends to increase while our health declines along with working more hours. As they say in the Spanish, you know, mucho trabajo, poquito dinero, which means more work, not enough money. Or should I say, mucho trabajo, no dinero, which means more work, no money. That's what we're living at. While the rich is just taking everything, we're just saying, okay, we'll do it. But family, I have to cut this live short because I have other obligations to tend to on this new day. I just want to come on this live and show y'all that at the end of everything, you have to make a decision. Your life, your health, your wealth. That's what it's about. And once you understand the difference between right and wrong, left and right, Negro, Black, Acada, Latino, Chicano, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Costa Rican, Guamanese, whatever. Once you understand that all these things don't matter at the end of the day of ethnicities or being under some demonized corporation of Washington, D.C., then we're gonna be lost. If we don't get our minds right, how can we assist others? If we can't be profound in teachings and about our nationality and culture and stop accepting the slave master culture, then we will prosper without accepting these teachings. But if we continue to accept it, oh, the game is over. You have lost. So it's something to think about, family. Closes out with the Moorish American prayer. God, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation. By night and by day. Through His holy prophet, Peace and love, family. Islam.